Hi and welcome back. In this video I want to connect what's in the Graphical User Interface behind the Save button. I want to connect that to the code that I've written in the DAO class so that it will insert what's put in here into the database. Now I'm going back to, and apologies I may not have said it last time, but I have the DAO classes in a com.sandra controller package. The learner object or class with the member variables and the getters and setters is in the model package, and just to clarify, the learner frame is in the view package. So just breaking them up, the model view controllers, so that basically there's no database code in the view, there's no database code in the model, the database code is only in the controller, and the GUI code is only in the view, and so on. Now I'm just going back to my DAO class because I had a little bit of tester code and a main method down here to create a learner and to call the method to insert them into the database. I'm going to delete that. Now, this learner DAO class, it has the connection code in the constructor. What I need to do is I need to make sure that I have a link or a reference to this class so that I can call the InsertLearner method, and the connection will be established as well. Now, and also something I always forget is to close the connection to the database. So I'm going to put in another method here. I'm going to make it public. Let me see, void close connection. I'm very bad at closing my connections. And in here, so I have a connection above. If I put in connection.close, you will see that. This might throw an exception, so I need to just surround that in a try catch. Now you can hit Alt and Enter here in NetBeans and surround statement with a try catch. Okay, the logger, I don't want that, I'm just going to do a print out. Print out error closing the connection. I will say I've never had an issue with a connection not closing, so hopefully this won't happen. And e.print stack trace, just in case that it does, so I can see what has gone wrong there. Oh, the automatic code generation there calls that exception EX. I've just renamed it there to e.print stack trace. Okay, so remember to close the connection. Now I'm going back to my view here, the learner frame. I'm going into the code behind it, clicking on the source button. So what I need up here is I need a reference to that learner DAO class. So learner DAO. I'm making sure I choose control space because it's in a different package, so I will need an import because it's not in the same package as this frame is. So give that a name there, learner DAO, start with a lowercase letter. And now in the constructor of the frame, so in a component sets up, you know, the button and the text field and so on the form, all that code is in the init components method. So I need LearnerDAO equals new. I need to instantiate it first of all, equals new LearnerDAO. The constructor for the LearnerDAO will set up connection to the database. And now I've flipped back to the design here, and I'm going to write code there behind the save button. So when the user clicks on save, I'm going to take the name, the address, and the age. I'm going to create a learner object, and I'm going to pass it into the DAO class so that it will insert it into the database. I'm going to double click on the save button. Now I have code here already to make sure that the name is not empty. And also there, I could make sure that the name doesn't exceed the size. I'll just double check to see what the size is. I'm just going to do one of these. So the learner is going to design. I'm going to be a little bit slow. Is it? Okay, 50. So I just want to show you how to make sure that the name doesn't go over 50 characters as well. So I have an if statement here to see if the name is equals, if it's empty, I'm going to put in or if text name dot get text dot length is over 50. So if it's empty or over 50, please enter a name under 50 characters. Now, otherwise, they're validating that the age is not. So, okay, let me just check this. If the name is nothing or over 50, please enter name under 50 characters. Otherwise, it's going to validate the age. If the age is under 0, okay, so if we get to here, everything should be okay. So I'm going to create a learner, create a learner object from the data, and insert into the database. Insert into the database. So I can do this in loads of lines or just one. I'll just spread it out a bit just so we can make it a little bit more legible. So the name is going to be from txt name.getText. Similar for the address. txt address.getText. Text and the age. Int age is going to be a little bit trickier. txt. No, I have it in a spinner. Spinner age dot get value. That returns an object data type. So I need to convert it into an int, and the handiest way to do that is casting. Just put int in round brackets there beforehand. Okay, now create a learner object. Learner. There we go. Again, control space is not in the same package, it's in the model package, so I need an import for that. Learner equals new, call a constructor. I have two constructors, but I don't want to pass the int in because I'll get that from selecting, but for inserting, I have the name, address, and age. They're in variables there beforehand. And now, to insert that into the database, I have a reference up above to the LearnerDAO. I'm going to use that down here. So that's a reference to the other class that I've written. LearnerDAO dot insert, and I pass in that learner object. Now that comes back with a boolean to say if it worked properly or not. Boolean success equals to. Now printout. I'm going to do a J option pane. J option pane dot show message dialog. Parent component is this one. I'm going to use, and that'll do is just a quick message to see that it's worked okay. Now, if it worked or not, so I'm just going to put here and here. If success, then I'm going to show there a message dialog, learner inserted. And otherwise, if it wasn't successful, I'm going to pop up a J option pane there to say that there was an error inserting. J option pane.show message dialog, this is the parent component, error inserting. Now, I do prefer to use the other message dialog there that takes in the message type. I think it just looks a bit posher, so I'll go with that one. So the parent component is this one, the message, error inserting, learner. That's the title. I've got learner wrong there as well. Error, I'll go back and fix that. And the message type, so J option pane, and it's going to be an error message there. Okay. And semicolon there at the end of the line. Okay, that should be enough to test it out. Okay, and run. Main class learner frame, yeah. Okay, here we go. So name. I should probably test this out there as well just to see if over 50 characters, if that works okay. It's about 40 and that's about 60 something gone in there now. Save. Please enter a name under 50 characters. Okay. And save. Error no name. Please enter a name under 50 characters. Okay. Probably change the message on top, but that's okay. Now, pick another name here. We'll go with Harry. Harry Hart. Address. Let's just pick another county in Ireland. We'll go with Tralee, County Kerry. And age, so we can type something in there. We'll go with 45. And save. learner inserted. Okay, do I trust it? I'm just going to check the database. I have a select here. Just execute that again. There we go. Harry Hart, Tralee 45. Okay, so that's successfully inserted into the database. The next video I will put another screen that I can select all the learners and pop them into a table. Okay.